Good morning, welcome to the YouTube video. I'm going to try and record a whole video today without showing you my face because my barber cancelled on me last minute and I've got the worst bed head known to man. Look at what's happening here. You see that? Like my hair grows out weirdly because I get skin fades that I then look like I'm about 50 years old. Oh, nightmare, absolute nightmare. Also, if you've ever wondered, wait a second, let me close these windows. Oh God, wait a second. There you go, you can hear me properly. If you've ever wondered what dirhams look like, so the money used in Dubai, they look fucking sick, mate. Look at that, 50 dirhams. There you go, I'll be pinching that off Evie and buy myself an ice cream when we move to Dubai in September. But no, today's video is gonna be a full day in the life, where I've got some big jobs to do. First one is I've got form videos to record for the growth project. So I'll be in the gym for probably around 2 to 3 hours today, just plugging away on form videos. So I'll show you my actual session because I'm training upper today. I've also got a big fat day of eating because yesterday, Ollie did a classic under eating where I was a little bit stressed. I had my last meal at 5 p.m. I looked at MyFitnessPal and I had 3,000 calories eaten where my target was 3,700. So I've got 700 calories banked for today, which means today needs to be a 4,300 calorie day. So a big day of eating. We've got the form videos. What else we got? There's another job as well. Look at that. That's the thing that can't remember what the job is. Finishing actually writing up the training programs for the growth project as well, because it's launching in 20 days now. I may just be saying growth project, but you've got no idea what it is. So in other words, I'm building the first ever bulking program. There's so many 6-week summer shreds. There's so many, beach lean programs, but there's actually nothing out there to teach skinny guys how to eat more without feeling sick. There's nothing out there helping skinny guys actually build muscle. And there's no programs out there saying, here's how to run a perfect bulk, because usually when you're bulking, you look worse. And so nobody wants to sell a program that makes you look worse for 12 weeks, but I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try my best. So that's what I'm making at the moment. I've got 20 days until the first launch. It's going to open on the 1st of July. And today I'm going to be finishing up the training programs for that program. So it's going to have a 3-day, a 4-day and a 5-day. I've completed the 4-day, but I've got the 3 and the 5 to make, which I'll be finishing off today. So I'll show you all of the behind the scenes as to what it's going to look like as well. So if you're interested, you're going to be getting some inside knowledge today on this video and see exactly what it looks like, the training programs and things like that as well. So busy day up ahead. I'll see you in a bit. With today's full day of eating, I want to do something a little bit different as well because recently I've been getting a lot of guys saying, oh, I just can't afford to bulk. What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? You could literally just order packets of bagels and just eat those. You can afford to bulk, that's not the problem. But instead of just shouting angrily that they're idiots, I instead want to show you how you can bulk for relatively cheap. So when I say relatively cheap, I'm not going to starve myself and take it down to £5 per day, which you could do. When I say starve myself, what I mean is eat weird ass foods that are really cheap just to get it down to £5 a day. But I will give you what a realistic day of eating looks like for me and how much it costs. So I like geeking out over things like this. I really do. I really like geeking out over things like this. So I've done the maths behind my day of eating today. Okay, I've got 4 meals planned: a smoothie, chicken wraps, bagels, and a tuna pasta bake thing with a garlic baguette. And I've worked out how much the whole item costs and then how many of those I'm having. So for example, that's bananas are 16p each and I'm having 3 of them. That's the total. And then I've added up all of the totals down here and it's come to a total of, my full day of eating today is going to be 4,100 calories. I don't necessarily want to push up to 4,500 simply because then there'd be a big discrepancy between my 2 last days, and also it would make me really full going into tomorrow. So I don't want to completely tank my appetite, but a 4,001 is a perfect day. So I'll go for around a 4,100 calorie day. And the total there that I've got it for is £11.01, which is a drink and a half on a night out, or it's, what else is £11? I actually don't know. It's less than a medium Domino's pizza. So it's a pretty cost-effective way of getting your calories in like this, okay? So I'll walk you through this. I'll walk you through the exact meals that I'm having as well, because I'm going to record them with my point of view camera. Where's my point of view camera at? It's downstairs. I'll show you it later, but I've got a stand that goes around your neck and holds your phone here. So I'll record all of those and I'll include those clips into the vlog as well. Because I'm also going to use those videos in the growth project. So there's going to be a section in the growth project that runs through, here's a load of my favorite high calorie meals, here's how to make them. So you can literally click on it, bagels, whatever, click on it, tuna pasta, and these recipes are going to be so fucking simple to make that it will blow your mind. I'm not a good cook. I can use the microwave, I can use the air fryer, I can use the oven. Anything past then, I'm done, mate. So these meals are going to be so easy, and there's going to be a section running through how to make them, how many calories, and I could even include the cost of them as well, which could be quite cool, because I think looking at this, each of these meals comes to around £2.50, right? Just over £2.50, £2.75 or something. So I could include the cost in there as well. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'll get to work. Look at this amazing contraption. Evie, can you hold my phone, please, just so I can put it on to show people what the thing looks like? Thanks.
This is my boyfriend. He loves a gimmick. He looks like an absolute fucking weirdo. Please, someone tell me who made this man famous, because this is what you've done.
Do you reckon I pull it out in the gym?
Don't you fucking dare. Do we not yell? Ick. Take it back. I'm done with you.
Right, let me put you in the POV position and see what you guys think. How do you guys like being in the POV position? You're living your life as me. These are practically your hands now. Look, these are your bagels. Isn't that weird? But you've never seen a YouTube video from POV position before. But anyway, it's bagel time. So yeah, for breakfast, we're having 2 bagels. I've got them here, the other one's in the toaster. I'm gonna have that with, mate, this feels so weird having this camera right in front of me. I'm gonna have that with, oh, gotta lean backwards, there you go, top shelf, blueberries and strawberries and a protein shake. And also, by the way, this is what I meant when I said this is a realistic day of eating for me, but this isn't like absolutely maximizing calorie to cost ratio, because if I was maximizing calorie to cost, I would obviously not be having strawberries, because fruit and stuff like that is actually probably some of the most expensive items on my list today. So I'd probably be having more things like bananas, because obviously they're a lot more calorie dense, but a lot cheaper, because strawberries have literally got 0 calories in them, but I'm just having them because I have them every morning, and that's more realistic day of eating for me, if that makes sense. All right. That'll do. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Beautiful. And I'm not allowed to put those back in there, because if I do that, I get in trouble with Evie. So I'll be careful of not doing that. They're in the bin. Back on top shelf. Don't squish the raspberries. First bagel, nowhere near done. Great. I'll actually half toast both bagels, and you can eat both at the same time. Genius. And then protein wise, breakfast is done. We are off to the gym, and as I mentioned, I don't know if I did mention it earlier, but I'm training upper today, but it's going to be a little bit of a long session because I need to record some form videos for the growth project, so it's actually going to be videos of me and some of Craig as well in the gym, with a voiceover explaining exactly how to do the exercises, why we're setting it up like that. Because I know a lot of guys go into the gym, they know the movements, they know that they need to do a bench press, but they don't know exactly how to set up. And like, the little pointers that make a huge fucking difference when it comes to muscle growth, like rotating your hand a little bit on a single arm lat pull down, and intensity towards the end of the set and sticking into the set as well. There's little things like that that if you get wrong, you can miss out on just so much of the gains from that movement. So these form videos are really fucking important, and also they're a ball ache to record. They take a long time to record, so I reckon I could end up spending like maybe 2.5-3 hours in the gym today. We shall see. But yeah, I need to stop chatting and get on my way there. Here we are, just arrived at the gym, and I've got to say, this is like the coolest entrance you will ever see to a gym. Look at it, it's in the bottom of an old mill. It's in the basement of an old mill, and look at that for the artwork on the outside. It is sick. I will miss training here so much. For some reason, my phone has just completely destroyed the quality of these videos. So if you want to skip past the training clips, because they are very blurry, I wouldn't blame you at all. I'm only going to show you the last rep of my exercises anyway, because let's be honest, they're the only interesting ones, right? So this was a full upper day. I started off with an incline press, then I went on to this T-bar. There's a couple of things that I'm still wanting to adjust with my form here, so don't be looking at this thinking it's perfect, because, you know, on the T-bar, I need to get my feet a little bit higher. On this, I need to bring the cable a little bit higher as well, because the resistance profile isn't lining up perfectly just there. But yeah, overall, this was one of my harder sessions towards the end of the mesocycle as well, hence why you see me pushing quite close to failure. At the moment, I am trialing a lot of lengthen-based training. So in other words, I'm really emphasizing the stretch within my training. So you can see me doing that here by pausing when I'm in that stretch at the bottom. Obviously, this is a shortened base exercise for my biceps, but every time I do a very shortened based exercise, like a preacher curl or something like that, to really hit the peak, what I'll then do is go over to a lengthened biceps movement. So in other words, that really challenges my biceps in the stretch, which you will see in just a minute, I think. So this style of training works really well for me, where I pump a muscle group full of blood first with like a preacher curl or something like that, and then I stretch it out. Number one, it's just a lot more comfortable. And number two, the stimulus from it is just disgusting. But even with the best stimulus in the world, there's no excuse for a face like that. Right, I'm back from the gym, and I've got the POV. What should I call this? I want a name for this, Evie. Lasso.
Why lasso?
Noose? That's not good actually, is it? Sorry.
Cut that out.
I can't cut that out. I've got it on because I'm about to make chicken wraps. One of my... How many times have I eaten chicken wraps in the last 100 days, Evie?
If I hear the words chicken wraps come out of your mouth, he's at like 9 a.m. He's like, "Oh, do you know what I fancy? A chicken wrap."
Yeah, fuck breakfast. Chicken wraps win out every single day. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to make my chicken wraps. There's some key ingredients like this. Peri hot sauce, but all will be revealed in just a minute. So yeah, stay tuned. Right, I'm going to speed run you through how I make these chicken wraps. So obviously you're going to need fucking chicken, right? Chopping board, slice that stuff up. The seasoning I use as well is Cajun seasoning, but you can use whatever you want. It's just personal preference, and also it's a lot easier than having to use like salt, pepper, paprika, garlic, all the different ones. You just get one packet from Aldi and you're sorted. Mix all that chicken around, chop it, put it in an air fryer, and if you don't have an air fryer, you can put it in the oven instead. It is not the end of the world. Air fryers are just way easier, and if you don't have one, you're an idiot. Also notice packet of rice has gone in there. This wrap was fucking stale because Evie had left the packet open, so I binned that one. Well, I put it back for Evie to have, and I got 2 wraps out for me. Then I went chasing Evie's ass, but you weren't meant to see that bit. 2 pieces of tin foil, put the wraps on those pieces of tin foil once you've done the dishes, obviously. I had to choose which avocado was softest first. And of course, you don't have to put the avocado in here. You can put cucumber, you can put something else, whatever tickles your pickle, mate. I like a bit of avocado. It adds a little something to these wraps. So you'll see me here struggling to get the avocado apart. That shit's hard. Honestly, that shit is hard. Avocados have a big time cost benefit, so they're a nightmare to actually get to work, but when you get them working, they're tasty, they're hella tasty. So onto the wrapping bit. Rice, get it out, split it into 2, put half the packet in each of your wraps, smash the rice down with a spoon. This is really important, that bit. Then you can start putting your toppings on there. So put your avocado in there. And then obviously when your chicken is cooked as well, you're going to want to put the chicken in the wrap too. And this is where it starts getting tricky and you need to start bringing out some mad techers to roll these wraps, because this is what gets hard. Hot sauce goes on, and then also your cheese goes on, obviously. Turn the Foreman grill on at this point as well. If you don't have a Foreman grill, don't worry, you can just use a pan. But yeah, put your cheese in there and then roll. This is the hardest fucking bit, to roll it without breaking the wraps. If you can do that, I'm impressed, and it does take practice. I'm then toasting the cheese inside the wraps and it just tastes unbelievable, mate. So I've just eaten lunch. Well, there's the last bit of the chicken wrap there, and I've got a coffee loaded up because it is time to get into my second work block of the day, which is focused on finishing the training programs for the growth project. So that's what I'm going to get into now. I'm probably going to time lapse it as well, so you can see me tinkering away. Then I'm also going to show you how the actual programs are going to work, what it's going to look like from the inside as well. I'm not going to bore you to death and be like, and then we're going to do a lateral raise, and then we're going to do a bicep curl. I'm not going to do that, but I will show you the general structure and how we're going to make them work. But yeah, I've got some things that I need to figure out. So time to get into a heavy workflow. So what that means for me is sound cancelling headphones go on, coffee gets absolutely destroyed, and then potentially supplement L-theanine as well. That combination just puts me in a different dimension, mate, and that's where I'm heading. That's where I'm going right now. You'll see me transcend into that dimension right now. I'll tell you what, I wish at this point I could add some lo-fi beats or some dramatic trance music behind me working really hard, but as soon as I do that, YouTube says I'm copywriting and takes my video down. So here's some background beatbox instead. Okay, I think that's enough. Holy fuck, and we are done with the training program. So that was tough getting them all set together, but now we have a 3-day program, a 4-day program, and a 5-day program. And each of them have got 2 phases as well. Because the growth project is a 12-week plan, if we were to just put you on one program, one set training regime for the whole 12 weeks, you could start to get a little bit bored. And so I'm not sure if I want to keep it as a secret yet, but at the 6-week mark, when you're halfway through the program, your training will change a little bit and the intensity will go fucking sky high. So for example, the 3-day split is an anterior posterior upper. So you've got anterior posterior upper. So in other words, chest and quads day, chest, shoulders, triceps and quads, back, biceps and hamstrings, and then a full upper body day. So the first 6 weeks look like this. And you'll see that there's lift testing weeks as well. So in the first week, we'll just see what you can do. And then you'll get target weights or target reps for you to hit on week 6 here. And so that'll be your first kind of target to get to week 6 and hit these numbers. So for example, if you did 30 kilos on the incline press per hand in week 1, we want you to be going to 32.5 by week 6 and see how many reps you can get. But that's how the first 6 weeks look. But then as soon as you go to week 7, you can see that there's a lot more detail in the program and there's some intensity techniques. So for example, there's a 30 rep cluster set here on the lateral raises, which is fucking brutal. You've got some pauses in there, so evil 2-second pauses. I've really been nasty here. I'll be honest, I've really been nasty because by this point, I want them to almost have the guys that join, I want them to have that sadistic kind of little flick switch in their head that goes, yes, I like the pain of training now. And obviously they'll have 4 more weeks of hard training then. So week 7, 8, 9, 10. Week 11 is balls to the wall week. So in other words, we're going to give them some really audacious targets to hit with their lifts here. So again, these will be inputted for them and calculated for them. And this is the week where I want them to literally go pretty much to failure in the gym, give it absolutely everything that they've got. And then the last week of the program is actually a deload week where they can chill out a little bit more. But yeah, I think this week 6 switch is really going to fuck some people over. Hopefully anyway, hopefully. But yeah, the 3-day split is an anterior posterior upper. So it's a little bit more upper body focused. The 4-day split is upper lower. So yeah, that's pretty balanced. However, that program is fucking wild. So if you join and choose the 4-day split, be prepared, that one's going to hurt. And then the 5 day split, I've put in a push, pull, lower, upper, lower. So pretty generic splits, but the exercise selection and the way that we program them is literally exactly the same as what we build up for our one-to-one clients. So we know that these exercises are very effective. We know that the combinations of exercises that we put in here as well are very effective. And yeah, for every single training program as well, there's a rep range for you to hit. So for example, if you're doing upper back row, you're going to be told exactly the number of reps you need to be aiming for, how many sets you need to be doing. You need to input the weight you're using and the reps you're getting, and then every single week your job is to just beat that number, and then in 6 weeks time you'll obviously have a set target weight to hit. And we've also put in some bodyweight exercises as well. So for example, a deficit push-up here. So on week 1 you'll put in how many reps you can do. Say if that's 15 on the first week, by week 6 we're going to challenge you to hit 20. And there's quite a few lifts. Any of the orange lifts that you see there, orange boxes, these are the lifts that we're going to be testing. So we've picked like 7 or 8 of the main kind of movements within the program, and in the first week you just show us what you can currently do, and then we'll challenge you in 6 weeks time to increase the weight or increase the reps by a certain amount on that movement. But yeah, these programs are fucking fire, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the 3rd shift that I've done on them, and I've still got a few tweaks to make, but these are absolute fire. So now that I've finished building those up, I'm going to plan out the nutritional side of things. So the not meal plans, but full example days of eating that we're going to build up, and also the ultimate guide on how to eat more food, because that is a big part of the group growth project. So yeah, I'll get to work on that and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Okay, so I've just been brainstorming the nutritional side of the growth project and just had a mastermind idea. So instead of giving out just general, before I give you a sneak peek, instead of just giving out general like recipe ideas, I wanted to build up full days of eating, but also taking into account the cost, taking into account the cooking time, and also how difficult it is to cook. Because I know you guys that are following me don't want to be spending hours in the kitchen, are happy eating boring, bland foods, and so the low difficulty meals that just give you calories, give you protein, are fucking easy to make and they're cheap, are the kind of ones that you're after. So what I thought was, I'm going to build up 3 full days of eating of meals that I'm having right now while I'm bulking. There's going to be the name of the meal, a link to a video of how to make the meal, so pretty much me cooking it, the cost of the meal, the difficulty to make it, how many calories, protein, carbs and fat, and then also the time taken. So there's going to be 4 meals every day: breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner. And then at the bottom there's going to be a totals for how many calories that full day of eating comes to, the total protein, carbs, fats, and also the total cost for that day of eating and the total time that it's taken. So say if you know that you're having a really busy day and you can't be asked cooking, you can pick the lowest day, the day where there's the lowest time, and the meals that take the least amount of time to cook as well. So I'm going to get to work over this on this over the next couple of days. I'm already halfway through, obviously, from today, recording one of them. So the first one is going to be bagels, chicken wraps, smoothie, tuna pasta. I think I'm going to put in a pad thai. I'm probably going to have a curry in here somewhere, which is obviously a little bit more prep time, but very high in calories, very good. We're definitely gonna get some cereal in for breakfast somewhere. Maybe a hash brown sandwich, we can sneak that in somewhere as well, because that's what I have quite often in the mornings. And then I'll have a think about some of the high calorie lunches. But I think this is gonna be absolutely game changer for the guys that are struggling to bulk because they can't afford to eat or don't have the time, because these meals are just so fucking easy to make. Okay, 20 minutes later, I have made that into a spreadsheet. So we now have the 3 full days of eating here. We've got calories, protein, carbs, fats, cost, and time. And then at the bottom, it's gonna have totals. So in other words, you're gonna have 3 full days of eating that come to around 4,000 calories that are all gonna cost hopefully less than a tenner. Because that first one that I built in, that I've recorded today, comes to £9.85p. So it's looking good. And I think that is gonna be hella useful, because it's gonna have a recipe on there. It's going to have 3 different lunch ideas, 3 different dinner ideas, 3 different breakfast ideas. So if there's any that you don't like, I'll just take them out. And also, if I can think of any more as I'm building it up, I'll obviously just add an extra day. So this could carry on going to 4-5 days of eating. So yeah, I'm fucking happy with that. And now it's just a case of recording those videos and getting them done. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That is going to be flipping brilliant. I'm trying to record a YouTube video. Why do you hoover now? Why is now the time to hoover?
Floor's messy.
Can you not do it later? Please. Finally, some peace and quiet. Shut up. Right. Okay. Oh god. And I've just turned the camera around and you've just seen this shit on me. I'm about to make my snack. Running a bit late on calories today, I will be honest. So this snack is my banana peanut butter chocolate smoothie protein shake. And then tonight I'm gonna have a tuna pasta bake, but I've got a consult call to jump on at 6 p.m. So this snack needs to be made and drank in the next 19 minutes, which is gonna be a challenge, but let's get after it. Here is speed run number 2 of a meal. So this is my famous, well I say my famous, it's only famous in my life really, but this is the chocolate smoothie, banana smoothie that I've been having literally for fucking years. So I chop up 3 bananas, like depending on the day I either have 2 or 3 bananas. Today I was a bit behind on calories, so I had 3 full ones. I think it may have even been 4 actually, and I couldn't fit it all in one tub, so I tried to put it in this big one, but then it didn't really work. So I got a protein shake out, like a protein shaker, and I split the thing into 2. But yeah, you can literally see my thought processes going, how am I going to make this fit? And we figured it out in the end. Same protein powder again. I used the double chocolate from before. I've got peanut butter. So it's literally bananas, peanut butter, protein powder, and milk. And then literally you just blend it up. My favourite thing about this meal is just that once you've done the prep for it and once you've blended it, it takes 0 time. The only ball ache is actually cleaning the blender afterwards. And obviously if you can fit it in one like Tupperware, like one little, what's it called, cup, then there's literally 0 mess apart from the blender. So would highly recommend this. If you're a skinny guy, drinking your calories is so much fucking easier than eating them. This was 800, 900 calories, cooked in 5 minutes, drank in 5 minutes, and me and Evie had a dance afterwards as well. We also had a change of plans at this point because I got off late on my call. So Evie had already made up a chili and I nicely persuaded her to let me have a portion. So I ended up having a chili, not a tuna pasta. I'll work out the costs on this, but the full day of eating will still come to below £10. It was only the coffees earlier that were pushing it up to 11, by the way, because the coffee beans we buy are extortionately expensive. So you can see here, I've got the chili con carne, rice, and also a garlic bread. This meal absolutely bangs. Right, kitchen is all cleaned and I have made peppermint teas, taken them upstairs. I know it's 9 p.m, peppermint teas are made. I'm about to go read in bed and wake up at 5:30. I am literally 40 years old. It's like I'm 40 years old, but I love it. I fucking love it. And I'm gonna end the video here because I have to be up at 5:30 tomorrow to go and train quads in EP, which I'm a little bit scared for, quite excited, but a little bit scared. But yeah, let me know if you've enjoyed this video and let me know what you want to see in the next couple of videos too. I'm probably going to be releasing, I'm going to be releasing a video a week over the whole of summer and for the foreseeable as well, because I've got some very, very exciting things coming up. Obviously the launch, which is in 19 days now, I think, of the growth project. And then me and Evie are moving back to Wales, so I'll document how I'm going to be training from home because I'm going to be training with minimal equipment like dumbbells, barbell, bench, multi-gym, not a lot of kit at all. And so it'll be interesting to show you guys how I'm going to be maintaining all of my gains, but also still making gains with minimal kit, because I'm sure there's some of you out there that don't have a lot of kit. And then obviously towards the end of summer, we've got ODD first ever team photo shoot. So we've got 10 clients getting ready for a photo shoot. So I'll document that as well. And at the end of summer, we're obviously moving to Dubai, and that will be tough to vlog, but I will vlog as much of that as I can because that is going to be extremely stressful, but also so fucking exciting. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see from my life that I'm not putting in these videos that you do want to see. Drop that in the comments and I'll put that into the next one. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed, and I hope I sleep well, and I hope you sleep well. See you in a bit.